YouTube lags a little. So,
Yeah.
all right. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Clickbait and Coffee. We've got some people. Ground Fogs in here. Greg Skeens, Michael Hamilton, and Bill Warner are here. Guys, give me a 2x4 in the chat. Kayla, some people do a 5x5 for the chat, but I'm a contractor. We work with wood, so we do a 2x4 in the chat so people can hear me. So
Okay.
but we should be caught up in everything, guys. It is Friday, October 31st. It is the Halloween day where everybody goes and dresses up like scary goblins and stuff like that and runs around. So, but today I've got Kayla with Tactical Response here with me, and we're going to talk about and see what happens when tomorrow nobody gets their SNAP benefits and the world ends, I guess is what's going to happen. So, Kayla, tell everybody, if nobody knows about Tactical Response and stuff like that, give us a rundown.
Alrighty. So, Tactical Response is a firearms training company. My dad started it back in 1996. Started out as a gun permit school to where he was a police officer and was like, "Hey, I can make some extra money teaching gun permits." And then as soon as he started doing that, he was like, "Oh, what they teach people is shit," and started completely like at zero with the curriculum and built it up. And we've had over 100,000 students since then come through our doors. Fighting Pistol is our, like, the heart of Tactical Response. It's our mindset class, pistol class. Then the trifecta, which is the 3 classes we think anybody that carries a gun should take: Fighting Pistol, Immediate Action Medical, and then the Fight. So, yeah. And when he passed in 2022, my sister and I took over, and her husband, Joey, is our CEO and lead instructor for all things guns.
That's scary that Joey's the CEO. So, but you and Heather can sway him either way you really want to go, right?
Right.
All right. So, did y'all just give him the title to make him feel good?
Oh no, that was my dad's doing. Like he actually, like, Joey is incredible when it comes to the student interaction and teaching and stuff like that. Like, that is where he shines.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just saying that because everybody gives Joey grief all the time, it seems like. It's like Joey gets shit on a lot, doesn't he? And it's
he does.
Like, so
his ADHD like has his brain jumping all over the place, and we pick on him for it.
That is, and that's amazing that a business in 1996, we're looking at, you're going on almost 30 years of things. A lot of businesses now, 30 years is a lifetime for a business. I mean, and most businesses, especially in the firearms industry, they're almost like, just a flash in the pan kind of thing. A guy will do it for a couple years and he's like, screw this, I'm going to go back and do something
Make
else.
Money.
Yeah. That, or like, I'm going to go get a real job kind of thing. So that, and had over 100,000 people come through. That's just amazing to have that. So that is a testament to your dad and what he started and what y'all are carrying on. I mean, I came down to Immediate Action Medical. I loved it. I've got a schedule when I'm going to come take Fighting Pistol. So I got to get that figured out. So, yes. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So guys, if y'all need any kind of firearms training, go to Tactical Response's website. It's tacticalresponse.com. Check it out. I'm going down to do Fighting Pistol as soon as I can find 5 minutes to rub together and get out of town for a little bit. But y'all it's fun. I had an awesome time at Immediate Action Medical. So, hey, when are y'all having your bug out camp?
We are doing that over New Year's weekend. So whatever weekend is closest to the new year, okay, we do. We're doing a bug out with over the weekend. We're doing a 22 shoot. Okay. So we're gonna have some class prizes and stuff like that for the 22 shoot. Mr. Thurman is helping me I say helping. He's putting that together and letting Tactical Response claim it. Him and Daniel, his son, are coming down. And we've got Jacob said that he could come down and do some fire starting stuff. Like we are actually going to put on it's almost going to be like a second alumni weekend.
Okay.
Out at the range, except we get to camp and hang out, and it's way more family reunion than classes, but there will be like learning stations.
Yeah. That sounds fun. If I can get away, I want to come down for that.
Oh yeah.
So,
the kids are super excited about it because it is one of our family friendly events. So, like you can bring babies up to the elderly, like people bring RVs and camp out at the range. And then if you, real quick on the Fighting Pistol, if you guys are a first time student, you can call the 731-676-2041 to sign up and ask for the first time student discount. You'll get $100 off the class.
Ah, that's pretty cool. If anybody wants to go first time, let me know and email me and we can go together. So, I mean, I don't mind doing that. As long as the schedules can mesh, we'll do it. So, all right. Carter Lee, hey, what do y'all recommend is a must for me for the med kit now that she's on blood thinner? Yeah, Carter Lee's had some, she had some blood clots and stuff like that. That's Jose's wife.
Okay.
So, my dad was on blood thinner, and every time that he scratched anything, that stuff just oozed and oozed and oozed. I was talking to Forrest and Forrest Smith. Forrest had, he got it from his barber, and it was almost, the septic pins or whatever that the barbers use when you nick yourself. He said that he got some powder from him. And it would work sometimes. But now it's not going to be like a deep gash or anything like that. But if you, just like briars, you know how like a thorn bush will just cut your skin? He said he used that all the time. But Carly,
I would do that spray, like extra tourniquets, because your risk of bleeding out quicker is increased. So extra tourniquets and then training to get good at putting the tourniquets on faster. Yeah. And then the spray that you and I were talking about that is similar to the trauma gel, but in spray form. Yep. The seal.
Yeah, I'll have that seal spray pretty soon. I had a meeting with them. We're going to start carrying it. But a lot now they do make. Have you seen the Band-Aid brands that have like the blood stop stuff in those?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Those are great for nosebleeds and small bleeds like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But Carly, I would do what Kayla said, get a tourniquet, keep it with you, because it does, once you're on that blood thinner, it does pretty bad. So but yeah, give me a shout. Jose's got my number, I think. Get it from Jose and give me a call and we'll get you squared away. So all right, let me see. I hate on this on StreamYard now. Can you see the comments?
No, I cannot.
Oh, well, crap. All right. All right. I hate how you got to double click the thing. It kind of sucks. If there's anything cool that comes up, we'll shoot it. But
okay.
Yeah, L2 survives in here. Good morning. Where were we at? Total train of thought we lost.
Talking about SNAP benefits.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second. But yeah.
Okay.
Well, Greg New is one of my friends that's in here. Greg wants us to do a bug out weekend sometime. So we're going to kind of plan that and do it. We'll probably, I don't know, I think we're going to do it up at Barren River Lake at the state park and just do like a Friday night and a Saturday night. He was like, that would be fun. So I think it'll be fun to do. And if I can get free, I want to come down.
Yeah, two nights out in the woods, if you're doing it bug out style. And that's what a lot of people take this opportunity to do, is like test out their bug out gear. 2 nights out in the woods in January, is like late December, early January, is a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah, it can be like, Kentucky and Tennessee, it can be like super cold, or you can be darn near like 50 something degrees. It's it's like you never know. You don't know whether to bring shorts or your parka kind of thing.
I have flashbacks because I took a bug out survival class. I think it was like 2010. And we went out, there was like 20 or 30 of us. So it was a really big group out at Nathan Bedford Forest. And the first day in, we're hiking in. I think it was either a 5 or a 10-mile hike. We're hiking in, and it was about 40 degrees and raining all day long. And being a girl, when you have to like use the restroom in the woods, your base layer gets wet.
Yeah.
And that night, it dropped down to single-digit temps. Everything froze. It snowed, and my Nalgene bottle come open in my sleeping bag. So, like, when you say camping in December, I'm like, okay, maybe like this feels like torture.
I admit I'm not a big camper. It's like I've got a nice house and I want to stay in my house.
Yeah. I got heat.
Yeah.
And a whole mattress that's comfortable.
Yeah. Well, Kayla, I was telling you before when you said you got heat, me and my wife play the game of how long until we turn the heat on. So we have not turned the heat on yet. It was when I looked this morning, it was 35 outside. The house is like 64, 63, and it's like 62 down in the basement. So we're playing the game right now. And I don't know.
Ours hit 58 last week when I got up. I was like, it is 58 degrees in my house. I got to turn some heat on before the kids wake up.
Oh, yeah. Gatlin will come in there with icicles on his face and stuff like, Mom, do we not have any money?
Yeah.
Well, Bill Warner, Bill said they got their first frost this morning. He's in Jackson.
We've had more than one here because I've had to thaw it off my car windows.
Well, hey, look, Michael Hamilton says snowing in Canada, hits the big lake and turns into rain here. Michael is in Michigan. It's where he's at.
Okay.
So, all right. SNAP benefits. What we're supposed to, well, here, Forrest. Have you ever met Forrest Smith from Alabama?
Yes.
All right. Forrest stayed in the team room for a few weeks and he's taken pretty much every class down there. He was like, I think Forrest told me he was like, I think I spent like a month down there in James's basement one time. So, but Forrest is fun. Forrest is an awesome dude. And Forrest lives in Alabama right now, but he's moving up here close to me.
Okay.
Because he loves me so much. He was like, I have to be closer. And I was like, that's kind of gay, but you can move up here. So
it's only gay with eye contact. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We're going to do our predictions of what's going to happen either today or tomorrow. Is the world going to end with the SNAP benefits or what's going to happen? And I pulled up some stats. So, and I know you probably got some stats if my laptop will come on. All right. What I pulled up, and now this is Chat GPT, so it's got to be 100% correct. I mean, everything on the internet's right and 100% correct. All right. This says in the fiscal year 2024, around 41.7 million people, or 12.3% of the population, is on SNAP benefits. That just seems crazy to me.
It does and it doesn't. Like, you know that we talk about the Heraclitus quote a lot at Tactical Response, that out of every 100 men. So you just have to assume that about 10% of your population are, like, for lack of a better word, leeches.
Yeah.
Just because you're not, everybody's not going to be a winner.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that anybody who uses those benefits are a leech. I'm saying that 10% of your population are leeches. Now, granted, a lot of those people that fall into that 10% category are currently behind bars and not part of the SNAP assistance stuff. So that number is actually a little bit higher for the government supporting people's like food resources than SNAP is giving. Like, I know we're specifically talking about it, but sheer like dependence on the government, that number is actually higher.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's, it's crazy. And then I've got, household. And now this, households receiving SNAP average grossly monthly income of $1,059 and a net income of about $526. That's like $1,059 of your net income. That's what you're getting. That's what you're bringing in. That's just crazy to me. And then it says 39% of SNAP participants are children. Nearly 10% are non-elderly individuals with a disability. And I I want to get this out. I am not opposed to the government helping people that need it. If
Right.
you've got children that need it, if you've got people that are actually really disabled and not just faking, oh, I cranked my back working at Walmart kind of thing. If they're actually physically or mentally disabled to where they cannot provide income for themselves, I want to help those people. That's biblical that you help, the widow or the widow and the orphan. So we should help those people all that we can. But, the girl that's getting her, and I'll go into character, the girl that's getting her nails did and her hair did, and she's got to Escalade and all that crap and just pumping babies out to get more money. It's like, girl, stop pumping babies out and go get a job.
But like, if you look at the true reason behind that, at this point in time, it's hard to even blame the girl. Like, the government set us up on a system to where they wanted people to be dependent so that they could further tax other Americans and pit like you against EBT eyelashes at the grocery store, whenever like the real person that I'm mad at is the politician that's sitting there. They get their eyelashes done and steak at the grocery store and still have money left over for whatever. So it's like they're taking people, and when you look at the psychology behind it, who live absolutely miserable existences. Like, if you are on government assistance, you are not living a life of luxury. And a lot of people who end up on government assistance, it is a generational thing.
Yes.
They are not the first generation in their family to receive government assistance. So, like, they try to enjoy life where they can. And I'm not excusing it. It's still wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's malicious. And everybody looks at it as like, if you do those things, it's malicious. Again, my problem's not with EBT eyelashes. It's not with like EBT steak and lobster chick. Like, yeah, it pisses me off and makes me jealous. But like, I can't help that she's learned to take advantage of the system. So have the billionaires in Washington.
Yeah.
Like, and she ain't got shit to do with what happens on my table. The billionaires in Washington do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, I would be, and when you bring that up, it is the billionaires, let's just say SNAP is like draining out like 1% of the taxes we pay in. The billionaires in Washington are draining, 20, 30 times more than that. So
yeah,
everybody does fuss about that. And that's a great point. We need to clean up what is in Washington, and then it'd be like, hey, SNAP is nothing.
Right.
Let's go ahead and keep them on SNAP. And it's like Bill said. Bill says a U.S. senator earns approximately $175,000 a year, or approximately $68 a day, plus after 6 years of service and free medical care for life.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says the average SNAP recipient gets approximately $9 a day for food only. So, yeah, I mean, there is a big discrepancy.
Are those numbers like like individual recipients in the family, or is that $9 per family, or is it per member of said family? I'd be interested to know that.
It says, and of course, this is good morning, Chad Albright. This says from here, federal SNAP spending in fiscal year 2024 was approximately $99.8 billion, with an average benefit around $187 per person per month. So,
So that doesn't equal out to $9 per person per day.
Well, that would be, I don't know. Let's do
If
this.
there's 30 days in a month, 3 times 9 is 27. That puts it at least 270.
Well, that puts, if you take 187 divided by 30, that's $6.23 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and I spend more on food than that a day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I do too.
Like, and I understand how it is super frustrating. Like, trust me when I say I understand. We went to the school the other day for an IEP meeting for my kids, and the lady who was doing the meeting, who's in charge of like helping get services and things like that, she said, well, it's a lot of paperwork and stuff like that. If you go through the school, can't you just use your insurance? And I was like, that's really expensive. She's like, you don't have TennCare?
Yeah.
Like, I might give off white trash vibes. I don't know. No, I don't have TennCare. The fact that you automatically assume that I do is part of the problem.
Yeah.
Like, that we have so many families. And here's the thing. I'm not blaming the families.
Yeah.
It has been years in the making of the government, like intentionally breaking down the nuclear family.
Yeah.
Getting rid of dads in the home, making families more dependent on the government, generational cycles of government like necessity. And then once you are a couple, like 2 generations in, you don't even have to ask people like, hey, like, let me have some of your freedom so that we can take care of these. People are like begging you to take care of everybody. And the irony of that is, if the government would mind their own damn business, that's where churches could step in. We've already seen a huge increase in our community. Like, they have food banks going up everywhere in preparation for the SNAP benefits ending.
Yeah, and I've seen it too. Everybody, we've got Spotted in Bowling Green is a Facebook group or a Facebook page, and there's probably 4 or 5 people a day. It's like, hey, if you need something, reach out to me. We're donating more stuff to this. And the thing is, if we wouldn't get taxed back in the day, we'll say, the taxes weren't near what they were, they are today. So it's like, people would give more money to the church, and the church would take care of its members. And even if you weren't a member, if you were in the community, they would take care of you. If you lost your job and you're like, hey, I lost my job, I might need some help for a little while. It's like, hey, we'll take care of you on this. But people had more money to donate to the church programs.
Right.
Like that. But now you're paying, well, it's like that stupid, Muslim mayoral candidate for New York,
Moondabi or something.
Yeah,
it starts with an M. I know who you're, like, which one you're talking about. He's a full-blown like socialist.
Oh yeah,
and not in a good way. Like, and I know people are like, you can be socialist in a good way. Like, you can have heart and want programs to exist and be willing to exchange like certain things for societal norms and comfort.
Yeah.
So, but look at the state whenever you make people dependent on the government.
Yeah. And I mean, he was talking, he was on a show, I caught the clip of it. Essentially, citizens in New York are paying like 50% tax rate right now. And he was like, well, I've spoken to these millionaires, and these millionaires say they're fine with paying an extra 2% with that. So now it's going to be like 52% tax rate. I'm like, this is ludicrous. I mean, you're working half the year to pay your taxes. I'm like, and then people look at it, if you really look at it, it's like, well, crap, I'm not going to work half the year. The heck with it. I'll go get on government assistance.
Right.
And then sit back and free health care and free everything else, and then do stuff under the table.
I did everything I was supposed to do in high school. I graduated. I went to college. I got married before I had a baby. Like, I still have student loans that I'm paying off. The
Yeah.
girls that I went to high school with that got pregnant in high school don't have student loans because everything was paid for them.
Yeah.
Lack of effort is like an outside, not just lack of effort, failure is rewarded. And I'm so glad that those friends had that opportunity, because now they are able to provide a much better life for their children. And I know that's why they do it. Like, so that that hopefully you get a couple that come through like that, and we don't have to pick it up on the back end.
Yeah.
But I tell my husband all the time, like, man, we should have just like started earlier. If we could have just started 10 years earlier, had a baby at 15 instead of 25, like, we wouldn't have any debt right now. We'd be sitting pretty.
Yeah.
And it's hard. That's what I was saying with, like, I'm not mad at the girls who took advantage of that. They were trying to be successful. We are in a system designed to make us like need the government.
Yeah. And you might have got on the MTV show too.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you could have been a star with that. So yeah, L2 Survive said Spokane, Washington declared an emergency over not getting federal money for the food stamps. I've seen a couple other places go ahead and declare emergencies ahead of all this. It's like they're throwing out, we're in emergency. They're throwing it out like a hurricane's coming to hit the East Coast and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny. And then here, Forrest says, I propose the SNAP Elimination Act of 2025. Have the states develop their own plan. It's not federally funded. That would be nice. I mean, well, now I think a lot of people were mad that Trump did the thing. It was a while back because there was so much stuff that was screwed up with it. Like, I forgot, like, it's the error. You remember when they were talking about how much error there was in that? Mm-hmm. In the program, and so they're trying to clean that up, which I'm all for that, cleaning the air and everything else up. So, all right, what do you think's gonna? Well, go ahead. You're getting ready to say something.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and I say they a lot. The United States government has us convinced that that's where the air is. So they have millions of Americans totally cool with like children going hungry, because that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong with the program, but like they have millions of Americans cool with children going hungry to prove a point.
Yeah.
And the people who are voting on this, the people who are involved in the government shutdown, you've got Republicans on one side of the aisle who are saying, if the Democrats would just, like, they're the ones holding it up. If they would just agree, then we could give you food. And then the Democrats are on the other side of the aisle. If you would just give in, we wouldn't have to, and we would give you food. Meanwhile, both of their tables are full.
Yeah.
And like, that's what's so frustrating to me about this, is that I don't think the bulk of our funding, the bulk of our excess funding, is in the SNAP program.
No.
Let's look at the money that we're given to other countries first before we start doing anything that affects the programs that were given to the United States of America.
Yeah.
Like, how are we still able to give Israel money if we knew that this was coming up and we were going to have millions of American children, mind you, starving to death?
Oh, yeah. And I've said it. I said it earlier this week. It's like, I could take a couple guys, I could take like me. I could take Greg Skeens. Greg Skeens, a construction worker. He drives, dump trucks, equipment, all that stuff. Greg New's retired military. I mean, we could take some guys like that and we could go fix a lot of this crap. And the first thing I would do, all foreign aid is cut off, period.
Right.
Until every United States citizen has a house and has a full meal and a full belly. Nobody's getting any other money. Nothing's going out of this country. And then after that, hey, we can talk about giving some money and helping some other countries, but not the Zionists and all that kind of stuff. But then if we talk about that too much, we'll get kicked off YouTube and talk about, you know, the massacres going on over there. And then, I mean, here's another rabbit hole. Michael Hamilton, it would be great if the USDA was ended so we could donate a hog or two for the food kitchen. That's one of those things. Like, Kayla, I cannot kill a pig at my house and sell you a pork chop.
Nope.
Unless I get a USDA thing. But you can come over and I can grill that pork chop for you, and you and your family can come over and eat that pig that I did, but I can't sell it to you. Mm-mm. It's like, I mean, it's just, and then if you go get it USDA processed, there's so much more expense in that. It's just, that's a big rabbit hole. And I mean, I don't even know if you could donate, if you were growing green beans in your garden, I don't even know if you could donate homegrown green beans to a food bank.
So I know that the local sheriff's department here in Benton County has a deer processing area where you can go and get your deer, like donate your deer.
Yeah.
And then they process it at the jail, and then it's donated to our local food banks.
Okay.
Like, you can get deer meat, like if you need it. I know I bet there's a limit and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I've never used the program. I just know that it exists, but like, that's where it comes down to. I'm just like, the audacity of the United States government to tell me you can't sell me food, even though I trust you.
Yeah.
That they're the only ones allowed to sell me food. They'll put you in jail for trying to sell me food.
Yeah.
And then they want to like complain, like, too many people have to use us to buy food. Yeah, because you have forced the American people's hand.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you call me and you're like, hey, Jason, I want to buy, you know, a bunch of pork chops and some ribs that you processed. If I sell you those pork chops and ribs and you take them home and you grill them and you're like, those were the nastiest things I've ever had in my life, you're not going to come back and buy it. So,
right.
Or if you get it and there's, you know, hair left on it and they're just dirty and everything else, you're like, man, Jason's not really clean on his processing. You're not going to buy from me again. So you have weeded out. It's like, you know, I screwed myself. Just like any job, just like yours. If somebody comes down for fighting pistol and y'all really screw the pooch on it, people are going to be like, man, these people don't know what they're doing. And
yep.
just like with me, if we sell you a crappy product and, you know, they're like, these guys are selling junk, we're not going to buy it from them. So it kind of weeds the stuff out. But the bad thing is small businesses. What I saw something the other day, it's like McDonald's can get your order wrong 1,000 times, but a small business does one thing wrong and you crucify them for it.
I've been doing a whole lot of rabbit holes lately, going down on, it was intentional. That's what I mean by the audacity of a government that has a system in place, that an accountability system in place that they don't have to participate in. Like, they are excluded from participating in the accountability system, and they set it up. The United States government, you can go look, like, the CIA was involved. There are so many different government agencies, like, backed by the people we elected to lead our country. Like, all of these people, and they're sitting there like they're sops. It was a culture change, an intentional culture change, to make all of this, like, again, to make us fight each other and mad at each other instead of the government.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then let me find this comment. This right here. This kind of sums a lot of it up. It's become generational and whole communities on assistance. And the thing is, no plan to get them back independent.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like, you know, and I hate to put it this way, but you have to have rehab for this. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's going to be a rehab to get some of these people off of this. That's the problem is, yeah, we're going to put you on this stuff, but we have no plan to make you self-sufficient. That's one of my biggest gripes. And what was it? Ronald Reagan said welfare is supposed to be a safety net and not a hammock.
Yeah. And that's like the way that the system is set up is an all or nothing thing.
Yeah.
Like there is a hard line cutoff. So let's just say, I think the number in Tennessee, the number to qualify for TennCare for a family of 5 is you can't make more than like $2,567. It's somewhere around that.
Yeah.
For an entire month for a family of 5. And if you make $2,564, you get $300 a month assistance. If you make $2,568, you get 0.
Yeah.
And so you can make a $4 difference a month and it impact your income or what your spendable income is by thousands of dollars a year.
And they ought to put it on a sliding scale.
Yeah. Oh, that would solve so many problems.
Yeah. Put it on the sliding scale. As you make more money, we're going to take a little bit off and, weaning yourself off of it.
Right.
And then don't just cut it. Okay. Like I know a lot of people, kids will get out of school. They'll get out of college or they'll get out of high school and they're like, hey, I want to go to trade school. They start going to community college and then they land a job at like a factory doing, maintenance stuff, like what they wanted to do. Some of these factories are paying good money. And then the kids are like, they're like, hey, I'm going to school. I'm making $45,000. I'm 18 years old, right out of school. Their parents are like, hey, stay with us until you get out and bankroll that money. So then you can go out, after you're out, you might have $100,000 saved up when you get out of, the community college, to where that's going to make a big difference in somebody's life. What if they did, if a guy's like, the family's on assistance and everything, the guy gets a job and lands a pretty nice job where he's over the threshold of that, they should not immediately cut that off. They should say, hey, let's make sure you're going to be fine and let's give you 6 months. And then we will evaluate your family and your financial situation at 6 months. So you're still making that good money. So, hey, you could probably do half as much assistance. And then let's look at it at a year. You've established yourself. You've got your, a place to live, all that stuff. After a year, we're going to reassess it. You're doing fine. Let's go ahead and take you all the way off.
Yeah. When my mom, when I was a little kid, my mom had to go on food stamps for a little while. She was a single mom when she had divorced my biological dad. So we were living in the projects, government assistant housing. We were on government SNAP. Back then it was food stamps. Like they literally gave
the
you
little books.
The books that had stamps with what foods and stuff you could get with them and things like that. And I remember her telling me about this years later when I was older. They had pushed really, really hard that as soon as you had a change in circumstance, you had to report it.
Yeah.
So the day she got a job, she reported it. She wasn't going to get paid for 2 weeks. She reported the day she got hired. They cut the benefits off immediately.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they
for a single mom of 2 kids.
Yeah. That's crazy. And then now Michael Hawk is saying in here, he's saying welders, this is in Oklahoma, welders are making $17 an hour, like 7-Eleven employees. Dude, I'm not a welder. I can weld a little bit, but there ain't no way I'd weld for $17 an hour. I would move. No. And then he said, electricians in the town are making $15 an hour. That's, man, electricians, apprentice electricians are making more. They're making probably $25 an hour here in Bowling Green, if not more. So,
But that doesn't even begin to touch what a family needs to buy a home nowadays.
oh, I know it's ludicrous. I mean, I look new houses, and I keep up with it just a little bit. Houses on the market in Bowling Green are somewhere around. They go from anywhere from like 170 to like $200 a square foot is the selling price. So
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking a 2,000 square foot house is $400,000 right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. It's crazy what houses and stuff like that cost. Not to mention, and we won't get down this rabbit hole, but why in the hell is an F-150 or a Chevy 1500 $100,000? That's just
We have already been convinced that looking like we have achieved the American dream is the goal in life.
yeah.
And when, again, a psyops attack, like intentionally shifting culture to make certain things possible,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Oh yeah. And then you buy a brand new, Denali, your wife wants a brand new Denali and you spend 120 grand on it, and in 3,000 miles the engine grenades itself. Hey, have you seen that happen? It's like, come on guys, y'all are
No, it even worse. Like, I know that like vehicle prices are like super crazy expensive and everything like that. We bought I have a Toyota Sienna. It's a hybrid. We were normally in Benton County, tags for your vehicle are like $40.
yeah.
You have an extra $100 if you have any kind of electric component to your vehicle, any kind of hybrid or electric, because they want you to pay back the lack of gas that you're buying.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So now they told me that it was better for the environment. Again, they being the US government. Like, the government said it's better for the environment. Do your part. And like, I was just doing it to save money.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, great. I'm glad that it like helps the environment. But when you're worried about like putting food on the table for your kids, you don't really give a fuck about the trees.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's what it boils down to. And they took away the benefit of saving money because now I have to pay money for being conscientious.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're going to get you one way or another. It's just a matter of if they're coming from the left or the right or the front or the back. And Cuck V Farmer's in here. He's feeding 6,400 cows. That's a lot of stinking cows.
That's steak for life.
Yeah. Like, we can do this. And yeah. All right. So Kayla, what do you think is going to happen? All these people are saying, hey, we're just going to go into the grocery store, steal what we want to. And then some people are like, we're going to, when people are walking out with their carts, we're going to knock Opal down and take all her groceries.
What I think is going to happen is that we are going to see that. We are going to see people going in and stealing, and that you and I, especially being in the prepper community, the survival community, have heard over and over again, like 3 days away from civil unrest, 3 days of missed food away from civil unrest. And I think that there is going to be civil unrest that comes from this. And I think that it is orchestrated. We, before the government shutdown months ago, they knew that there was a potential for a government to shut down, and there are contingency funds for this very thing.
Yeah.
Like a government shutdown. I don't think that kids who are starving care whether they're not getting fed because of a hurricane or not getting fed because of a bunch of politicians won't get their head out of their ass. Either way, their bellies are still hungry.
Yep.
Like, there's a contingency fund that we have access to that is caught up in this system of, let's see how long that we can play chicken with other people's lives.
Yeah.
They're not putting their own lives on the line. Again, full tables at their house.
Yeah.
We're seeing how long we can play chicken. And I think that they're going to be successful in it because most Americans are still pissed at each other and not at the government.
Yeah. And
what I hope happens is that this shows the people that we don't need the government, and that if we could get the government for like to stop sucking on our tit, then we could help our own communities out and show up like they were doing at the food drives yesterday, where on both sides of the store, if you have anything to spare, please donate it here. And they're popping up food pantries at all the schools. They're popping up food pantries at daycares. And if that doesn't hurt your heart, you might want to check yourself.
yeah,
Like food pantries at daycares
yeah,
for children who are not even old enough to be in school.
yeah.
Like that's who is being affected by this. And I unfortunately, I believe that the government is going to get their wish, and that we are going to see civil unrest from this. And it will be all the reason they need to declare martial law.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, two things. Look at it. I was over with Hurricane Helene. We saw what FEMA, the government, was doing. FEMA was not handing out food and helping people that had lost everything. Private individuals had set up their barbecue places, and you could go and get whatever you wanted. One guy was doing, and I paid for mine, and it was amazing. He did the biggest baked potato with baked beans and chicken or pork and cheese sauce on top of it. Dude, whoever wanted it could come get it. He was paying for that out of his pocket. That's what the American people need to do, and just give the government a big middle finger and be like, screw you, we're not participating in your crap.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of my neighbor down the road that I know needs something. And then, do it that way. And as far as people stealing stuff, heck, everybody still has all their benefits and all that, but people are still going into places and robbing them blind. I mean, they go in with the flash mobs or whatever. They get like 10 of them to run in there and just smash stuff and grab everything they can at CVS and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's already going on. So there's probably going to be an uptick in all this.
So the thing about it, though, is like Walmart and places like that have insurance for when that happens, but they're going to get their insurance payouts, and then they're still going to raise their prices and say that they're only raising them to make up for the lost profits that they lost during the SNAP shut off. When they didn't lose any of it, they got every single penny back in insurance, but they're greedy. Like, we no longer live in a free market society at all. Capitalism is dead in America.
Yeah.
Like, it's dead, killed by the United States government.
Yeah. Now, I think some small capitalism stuff, like smaller businesses, the capitalism is still there. I'm hungry. I'm going to go out and get these jobs, and boom, that capitalism is there for me. I mean, that I'm going out and killing it every day on stuff.
Yes. What I was talking about is the conglomerates. Like, you can't just go out and open a grocery store anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there are too many conglomerates that have come in, and like we are no longer a true free market when you have the government saying who's allowed to sell, who's allowed to buy, like taxing it every single time money is exchanged hands. Because let's be real, our income is taxed at, I think I'm still at 12%. For our income. Like, that's the tax bracket that we fall in, 12%. We don't get that back. Yeah. Like, that money is just gone at the end of the year. Like, income taxes are not a fun time of year for us.
No.
So you take that, and you've got, sorry, my brain went, it squirreled on me. Like, you've got us where we've got just, like I said, just enough, and completely lost my train of thought there. I forgot what, like, the original point
capitalism.
Capitalism, yeah. Like, you've got us where we're like, we have to shop at Walmart living in Camden.
Yeah.
I give a ride to school in the mornings to a kid whose mom is a single mom living in the projects on SNAP. She has seizures, ineligible to drive. Like, she's not allowed to have a license because they cannot get her seizures under control.
Yeah.
Like, what? How is she supposed to go out there and start the American dream?
Yeah.
Like, you've got all of these things that have been built against us. Like, again, players in a system that don't have to participate in the system, it is not the same anymore.
Oh yeah. I mean,
like that single mom can't go to the farmer's market because we don't have public transportation. She can't, like, when I can't take her kid to school, she walks him 2 miles to school.
Goodness.
Like, what, how, and that's what I say when I say capitalism is dead. Like, yes, you absolutely do still have small businesses. Imagine if you didn't have the restrictions, though.
Yeah. Oh, that would be.
Maybe a better way to say it is capitalism is dying, and you're seeing the people who are holding on to it with everything they have, trying not to let it go because they know that true capitalism is the way.
Yeah. And the thing, like, if you look at it, and every time you do something with with your business and regulations and all this, like in Warren County, to be a licensed contractor, now Tennessee's different. I looked at about getting my Tennessee contractor's license because we do some jobs down there. Tennessee contractor's license, it takes quite a while. It takes several months to get your license, and it's test and everything like that. Kayla, I could bring you up here to Bowling Green today, and you could be a licensed general contractor in Warren County by the end of the day. Hand to God. We would have to run to my insurance agent, get you a liability policy, like a general liability policy. And as soon as you have that, you go down to the contractor's licensing board, and it's $250. You cut them a check, and they mail you your license in a couple days.
Yeah, I'm pissed that the licensing board exists, though. That's what I'm saying. Like you were talking about earlier, the way that a true free market is designed to work is that, like, you weed yourself out if you don't provide good services.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we having to jump through hoops with the government to prove that we can provide these services when, if you just took the middleman out, it would become evident on its own?
Yeah. And
like,
I'm
shocked that it's that lax, but like, again, they're getting their money still, so I guess I'm not too shocked.
It's all about money, because the contractors licensing board in Warren County does they have never done anything for my business whatsoever. Nothing. Right. I mean, I pay $250 a year, get a freaking, no kidding, it's a piece of paper. It's not even cardstock. I can print it off on my computer, and I get nothing, but somebody gets some jobs, and there's a guy that drives around checking to make sure you're licensed. It's like, what does it matter? You've done nothing for my business. So, like,
that's the kind of air that I want to see cut out of the government. Like, why are you involved in my life?
Yeah.
The powers that the government has were given to them by the United States Constitution. Like, it limits their power. And that's what a lot of people, I think, miss out on understanding, is that the Constitution is a guarantee of freedom for us and a limitation of power for the government.
Yeah.
We don't get to let them bend it to give themselves more power to take away our freedom. That defeats the entire purpose of the agreement, of the document.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like I have to ask you, the government. I don't have to ask the government to do something. Like, that's not how this is supposed to work. The Constitution protects me from having to do that. But somehow, over the last 200 years, back in we'll just go ahead and call it 1913, somehow they have us convinced that, like, that the Constitution grants us rights because of the government, and that's not true.
Yeah.
Like, the Constitution supersedes the government.
Yeah.
It's not a way for them to like, negotiate with our livelihood.
Yeah. Now, I'm one of these guys. My theory on it is it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Mm-hmm.
And I just go on and do what I want to. I'm not going to follow unjust, stupid rules and laws that the government's put in place. So we built a barn on the back of my shop. You're supposed to get a building permit and get it inspected. I did whatever. We did that thing, went on about it. Nobody's ever said a word. It's like we're going to do what we want to, and the hell with you. So you technically can't come on the property. Now I will spin their rules on them.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was building this house, we were pouring the basement, and when I was building this house, all I did was concrete work. The neighbors thought we were setting up a concrete plant and a big business back here. So they called planning and zoning. So planning and zoning, once you get planning and zoning involved, it's a big hairy monster. It has to be resolved with planning and zoning. You and I can't get together and have a phone call and you're like, sorry, I made a mistake. I should have talked to you first. Planning and zoning has to be in the middle, and there has to be paperwork. My dad was actually
Why though? Why?
Oh, yeah. My dad was actually one of the people representatives on planning and zoning. Planning and zoning drives up my driveway to the property, looks around, talks to my dad, and then they go back and report. So they call me in. They're like, hey, we need to have a meeting. So I took my dad with me, and they're like, we came over to your property and saw what you were doing and everything. You need to get your property zoned commercial because you're taking your construction equipment up there. And I said, first off, I said, it clearly states that you can only look from public property. You trespassed when you weren't supposed to, because I looked up all your regulations. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, we knew your dad was up there. We wanted to talk to your dad. And I said, that's cool, but you trespassed and you broke your own rules. And they said, you're taking your bobcat to your house that you're making money with. So I was like, okay. I said, my neighbor fishes bass tournaments. If he makes $100 on the bass tournament and I make $100 with my bobcat, we need to go talk to him about getting his property rezoned.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, that's different. And I'm like, it's the same $100 bill, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, but it's different. I told the guys, I said, what's going to happen if I just tell y'all to kiss my ass and I walk out of here? They said, we're going to fine your business until we shut you down. I said, cool. You know where to send the bill because you trespass and you can kiss my ass. And I walked out. My dad looked at me. He goes, dude, you screwed up. And I'm like, cool, whatever. Like a month later, the guys told my dad, they're like, we're not going to bother your son anymore. We just put this thing to rest. So I was like, okay, this works.
Like, I'm not gonna clap my hands for them doing that. They should have never been there in the first place.
Yeah.
And soapbox moment. If you are the kind of neighbor, if you are the kind of person that will call and get the government involved because you want your nose in somebody else's business, fuck you. Yeah. You are the absolute epitome of an anti-American.
Yeah.
Americans are we are born with individual rights. That is what the entire Constitution is based on, the individual freedom. So if you want to take your nosiness and try to get the government involved in other people's business, you are un-American scum.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I had a conversation with one of the neighbors, and I went down there and I was like, hey, here's my business card. If there's a problem next time, call me or text me and we can talk about it. And I said, if that doesn't work, I was like, I'll come down. We'll set, talk in the front yard. If we can't figure it out, I said, after that talking, I said, we're going to beat the hell out of each other in the road until the sheriff comes, and then he's going to sort it out for us. And I was like, am I clear? And he was like, crystal. I was like, cool. Me and that guy are friends now.
Tattling and reporting. This is from my kids' kindergarten class. Okay. Tattling is you just want to see consequences for the other person because you're either jealous or mad. It has everything to do with you wanting punishment. Yeah. Reporting is a safety violation. So unless you are concerned about somebody's well-being,
yeah,
you should mind your own fucking business.
Oh yeah.
You're a tattletale.
Yeah.
And that's what my 5-year-old would call you.
I can see him doing that too.
Yeah. It's so frustrating. Those are the same people that would have reported to the Nazis, hey, we've got some people escaping over here. The same people who would have reported on the Underground Railroad. You are not that is not something a good person does. And I'm not like, they might not realize that, but that's what I want to open their eyes to, is like, that is not coherent with like good moral fiber.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not.
Oh yeah. All right. I think we've about beat this horse. We can beat it. We can beat it more again sometime. So you need. I'm going to get you to come on every now and then in the morning. I have fun talking to you.
Okay, yeah, I had a good time.
I like coming on y'all's channel and doing lives. It's fun. So,
it is.
All right. You got anything else to tell everybody?
Not that I'm. I can say without worry of like people knocking on my door.
Yeah.
Like, guys, like, seriously, be on your P's and Q's. Stuff is getting scary. And it's not just bad guys.
Yeah.
Like, people in uniforms are getting scary. And if you wear a uniform, remember who you are.
Yeah.
Like, remember your own moral code. Remember who you are. You do not get to get away with, I was just doing my job. Not this time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. All right, Kayla, if y'all need any firearms training, stuff like that, go to tacticalresponse.com. I went down for a class. I'm going back to do fighting pistols soon, and I will probably take some more stuff. Highly recommend it. I love the guys down there. It's fun. You learn a lot of stuff. But go down there if you need firearms training. And guys, I appreciate y'all. I will be back Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock for another one of these awesome shows. It won't be quite as awesome because Kayla's not going to be here. You'll have to put up with my ugly mug and everything on Tuesday. But guys, I appreciate it. The Land Nav class, there's still a few spots left. It's 25% off. So if you want a spot, grab that thing soon, because that is next weekend. So it's coming up next weekend. But guys, I appreciate it. Kayla, thank you a bunch for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We will see y'all Tuesday.